Realized of this on the way here. So I'm going back 7 years. I just hit 7 years in December that I started thriving. And I'm going to give you a little kind of synopsis of where I was before I started. A lot of people say, I didn't do this for the business, right? I just came in as a customer, whatever, and then it led to the business. I can honestly say, heck yes, I wanted the business, and heck yes, I needed the product. But would the business really work for me, because the ones I had done in the past didn't do anything, right? I'd been in a couple before. But the reason why those didn't go anywhere is because the product didn't go anywhere, okay? Lots of stuff shoved in my cupboard. I was married, both of us in a lot of debt from divorces that we got stuck with. We had 4 kids at home. Both of us had good full-time jobs, but we were pretty much robbing Peter to pay Paul. I joined on December 4th, right before Christmas. And the reason why I joined is all of a sudden I saw my Facebook blow up. How many of you guys were introduced to Thrive from social media? Okay, wow, not very many. I saw people from the other company that I was with, it was scrolling through my news feed, right? And I'm like, they're wearing a sticker. Oh my God, seriously. What are they doing? But the curiosity was there, right? So there it goes back to let that thing show wherever you're at, because people are gonna wanna know and they're gonna ask. And if they don't, they're gonna keep watching. So I kept watching and kept watching. And I ended up having a friend that I had met through the other business. We had never met face to face. We had only met online, became really good friends, shared a lot of personal stuff, health stuff, you name it. And my inbox dinged, and I went over and I started reading it, and she was telling me that she had found this product. I knew what she had been struggling with and how she felt within just 3 weeks of taking it. So here I am, what if, right? Okay, what do you got? I don't know. She sent me 5 days. Make a long story short, by day 3, I told my husband I was done because my heart wasn't racing. I wasn't feeling jittery, whacking out, anything like that, because with every other thing I've tried, that's how I felt. So that's what I thought energy was supposed to feel like. When I didn't feel that, it wasn't working, and I was ready to stop. Thankfully, I listened to my husband, because he said, Brooke, you've got 5 days. Just take it, and you can honestly tell her thanks, but no thanks. Day 5, boom, it hit. And it was nothing that I expected. I did this for appetite control and energy. That's all I was looking for. What I found with Thrive was less aches and discomforts in my back and my neck. I sat behind a desk all day long at a computer, and it was very difficult for me to sit all day long without having to get up, walk around, stretch, you name it. The discomfort was there all the time. But I realized on that 5th day when I went up to go on my afternoon break, I hadn't got out of my seat all day except to use the restroom. So a light bulb went off. I'm like, oh, maybe I just had a really good visit at the chiropractor. That's probably what it was, because I had no idea that Thrive could do that for me. Went home that night, fast forward, scrolling Facebook at night before bed, and I saw another picture of someone with a DFT on, and I clicked on it to read more, and it threw me into the fan page, and I started reading stories. And I'm not kidding you guys, my husband was sitting next to me. I don't know if he had bruises on his arm by the time I was done, but I was like, oh, listen to this. Oh my gosh, listen to this, listen to this. And we were at that point, it was my last day, right, of my trial. I wasn't gonna order. December 4th, Christmas coming up. We had no idea how we were gonna even do Christmas for the kids, let alone spend money on a product that probably wasn't gonna work and was just gonna sit. But after reading those stories, I'm like, you know what? He's like, Brooke, what if? Like, what if?
What if?
He had already done the background of the business stuff, so he kind of knew what was gonna happen if I decided to promote. And I clicked the promoter button and I ordered a 200 pack. Long story short, I maxed out my credit card to make that order. Within 2 weeks, we hit VIP 800. So there I ended up with $400 in cash, $100 in credits, and extra on the bonus packages. I'm like, oh, Christmas. not only am I gonna pay back that $200 I just spent on that promoter pack, but now we've got money for Christmas, right? My big vision in all of this, you guys, was to come home. I had a son that was born at 28 weeks. Lots of medical things we went through. My job, I worked at Michigan State University. I had a really good job, but I had a lot of time off for a sick kid. And it got to the point where they were denying me time off for my sick kid. I was having to find people to bring him to me, or I would meet them at the doctor's office on my lunch hour so that I could take him to his appointments and then send him back with someone else. My parents were helping, then my dad got diagnosed with cancer, so I couldn't have them either. So my biggest goal in all of this, once that I knew the product was gonna work and was working, was to share it with as many people as I wanted. We're talking December, June was rolling around, and I knew kids are out of school, I'd have to put them in daycare. And I did not want to put them back in daycare for another summer. The opportunity with this company is endless. You guys, it's all about who you share it with and how often and how bad you want it. We missed the 4K bonus, but come January, by the end of January, we had hit 12K. I was driving a vehicle that was leased, that was already over at my miles. I still had a whole nother year left on the lease. Thankfully, we had a beater car that I would drive every now and again, just to make up, so I didn't have to drive those miles. I waited a little bit because I was hesitant. Is this really legit? Am I really gonna get this auto bonus? And you get $300 if you keep the vehicle you have, or if you go with the luxury one, you get $800 a month. And I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like, oh. So I waited. March, I'm like, you know what, let's go. And we went and got a brand new Cadillac. You guys, we never could afford a Cadillac. I mean, there's no way. None of those cars. $800 a month. My payment wasn't $800 a month. So now we're pocketing this extra money, right? My husband joined me as a promoter in May, I think it was. And then he ended up hitting his auto bonus. You guys, we had the second highest bill in our house completely paid for in auto bonuses. Both of us getting $800 a month. Think of what you can do with not only $800 a month, but $1,600 a month, right? Went on my first earned lifestyle getaway that June, and while we were sitting in Cancun, made the decision that I was going back to MSU when I returned, and I was putting in my 2 weeks notice. So within that amount of time, 6 months, we went 40K, and now I'm gonna take a spin on convention, because I'm gonna tell you guys, if you have not purchased your tickets or haven't been thinking about going, you need to seriously think about it. We went into convention that year, 40K, a month after we hit 80K. We doubled. It's huge. You can't say enough about it. Those of you that have been there, I will never miss another. Do what you can to get there. If you can't make it this year, start saving now, even if it's $5 a week, so that you can go room with people, ride with people, whatever you have to do. It is life changing. I will never go back to working for someone else. I don't care what I have to do. The freedom of being able to be home with your kids, with your family. I lost my dad 2018 to cancer, but I was able to be there because of this opportunity. I was able to be there those last couple months with him every single day, taking care of him and being with him to the very end. I never would have had the opportunity had I been working somewhere else or not doing this. COVID, right? Kids home now. I didn't have to worry about it, you guys. We were so fortunate. It did not disrupt our family because I was home. I was able to be there, and I was able to transition them through their online learning. Thank goodness they're face to face now, but we made it through. So just, there's been ups and downs. I'm not gonna lie. 7 years into this, you guys, there's been lots of times I've wanted to quit. There's been lots of times I've put it to the back burner. It's residual income. Every single day, you're still making money with this company. It's still there. As long as you want it to be there. I've had to pull back. I've had to pull really hard and dig deep as to why I'm still doing it and why I'm still here. It kind of speaks for itself. So I didn't mean to do that, but